Hey, welcome to BlackSpite. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while, school has existed, but we finally hit the most incredible milestone to date. 25 subscribers. That's so much, man. I already feel like a celebrity. So without any ado, let's get into it. So for today, you'll need a computer. Okay, for serious now, you'll need AutoScale Lite by ZacBytes. Now he does offer a premium version of AutoScale, but the Lite version really does all you need. And Module3D by TheNexusAvenger. This will make your character show in the menu while spinning, which I'll demonstrate in a second. At the end, you'll have a screen looking like this. So to start, let's begin by creating a new game in ROBLOX Studio. So here's a just quick disclaimer. If you already have a game that you've made that you want to link to the main menu, the same thing applies to you, because what we're going to do is we're going to have the menu as a standalone game, and it's going to teleport to the game that you've already made, so the main game. So what you want to do to start off with is create a new game in ROBLOX Studio. So for me, I guess I'll choose Pirate Island because it looks like a nice place. So now that you've done that, I want you to press on this iPhone button in the corner, and then click the drop down and find HD 1080 all the way at the bottom, and then click Fit to Window. This will make sure that all of the generic resolutions will fit on the game that you're making. So let's begin on the actual structure. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to go to Starter GUI, press the plus button, and then create a new screen GUI. So the screen GUI is basically where you can see the GUI on your screen. You also have surface GUIs, which allows you to see GUIs on surfaces. So e.g., maybe this plank, I don't know, you could have a hologram screen or something funny like that. Anyway, after that, press plus and do the same thing you did on the Starter GUI, but this time insert a frame. This frame is going to be the main foundation of what we're about to make. So just stretch out the frame a little until it's nice and big, and then what you want to do is put it in the middle. So you have all of these little green dots to help you, and I think I'm gonna make mine just a little wider. And it's done like so. Now what you want to do is go to background transparency while you have the frame selected, and move that slider all the way up till you can't see it. Anyway, after that, go to plugins, press add constraint while you have the frame selected, press unit conversion, and then press scale. That's after you've installed the AutoScale plugin by ZacBytes, however. After that, it's time to add a couple of frames to the general shape of the interface. Do the same for those. So now it's time to make the camera. So the camera is where the menu is going to be fixed on while you have your menu displayed. So what you want to do to make that camera is you want to go to workspace, and then you want to insert a part. So this is a very important step now. You have to name the part camera view. So if you don't name the part camera view, this will break it and the part won't be shown where you want it to go. So my part is over there somehow. I'm not sure how it landed in the ocean, but when I put down the part, I'll let you guys know. After you've placed the camera where you want it to go, it's time to script the UI so you'll be able to lock it in. So what you want to do is you want to go to Start a Player, and then Start a Player Scripts, and you want to create a local script. Now this local script is going to be very, very important, so I want you to name it something that you won't forget about, because this master script is going to pretty much control everything. So now what you want to do is you want to put the following down. This here is the script to make the camera lock onto the part. Now it's time for the play button. Go back to those frames that we made earlier and find the frame that you want to have the most information on. So what you want to do is add an image button to that frame. So after you press the image button, you can just move it. After that, click on the play button again and scroll down to the properties until you find the image properties, and then type in the following URL. Now, there is an option here. You can either add 2 local scripts, one for making the game play and another for a spinning loading icon, or you can just add the one for the gameplay. So the one that has the gameplay is the most important one, but the spinning loading icon is just if you want, you know. So now for the first important main local script, which we'll just create now, type the following. Now you got me reaching out, and do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out.
Now that the crucial bit is out of the way, if you don't want background blur, then delete this and this. So that's pretty much just the blur, so yeah. And now for the optional second local script. But before that, when I say insert game ID here, I mean if you go into any random Roblox game, like Arsenal, then there should be a string of numbers on this little URL bar. So basically you just copy and paste the string of numbers from like your game, that URL bar, and then you can paste it here and it'll teleport you to that game. But now it's time for the second local script. Type the following.
That's a completed play button for you. You can't test the game yet unless you don't want blur, and deleted the lines of code that I said you should delete for blur. But it'll soon work if you keep watching. The invite friends button is optional, but no one will really use it. So this is totally up to you. So what you want to do is create another image button in the main frame that you put on before. And you can just drag it to wherever you like. So for me, I'm going to put mine next to this, and I'm just going to snap it to the grid field. So now what you want to do is go to properties again, and you want to scroll all the way down until you see image, and then you just want to delete that, but now you want to enter. Now basically what that'll give you is the invite friends button, so you can shrink it down to your liking now. So I'm gonna personally make mine as big as the play button is, so now I'm gonna put it directly next to the play button. And now what you want to do is you want to scroll back up and set background transparency all the way to 1, so it's nice and like that. So now inside there you want to create a local script again. And for this local script, you want to type the following. So now it's time for something a little more fun. It's time to do the spinning character and the name. Here's how it looks like. So go to the description and find Module3D and get the add-on. Now open Toolbox and go to Inventory and click it to put it in your game. So this is Inventory and there's my models. And then you click it and it puts it in the game. Now what you want to do is you want to move it into replicated storage, and we can get coding. Create a text label in one of your secondary frames. This will be where our name goes. create a local script inside that text label and type the following. And that's done. Don't worry about this name here a bit. This is just so I know that it's actually going to be the username. When you get into a game, it's automatically going to override the name here with your username. So don't worry about that. Now it's time to, if you want, create another text label like I've done here, and you can just add the name of the game to it. It's not really going to do anything, it's just there for cosmetic and stuff. So that incredibly puny script is done. Now it's time to move on. Remember that important script that we made in starter player scripts? It's time to go back there. It's time to create the spinning character. Type the following.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
What happens here is we need to duplicate the character so we can tether that with the duplicate Module3D script, because we can't use the normal character, we have to duplicate it. So this adds a folder in replicated storage with our names on it and clones our avatar inside that folder. Now it's time for the actual frame for that. Go to Starter GUI and create a new Starter GUI. Add a local script and a frame in there. The local script is the second most important local script out of this whole thing. Make sure to call it something you won't delete. So I'm gonna just call this, I don't know, Not Master or something. Night Master. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Now it's time for the main bit of the spinning character. Put the frame where the sidebar of your name tag is. So we want to grab this frame right here and we'll stick it smack bam middle of here, or at least try to. So just make this as big as that. You don't have to worry about the whiteness, because we'll get rid of that in a second. Okay, so now you want to set background transparency to 1 so that you don't see the whiteness. Maybe I'll just make it a little smaller so it doesn't interfere with the name and the test game actual thing. So now go to the local script and type the following. This is the script for tethering the clone character and the Module3D script. Now for the second last bit, the last frame here. Now this frame is super unimportant, so you can do whatever you like with the frame, but for me, I'm going to make my frame into a changelog. So first up, you want to open this, and you can just copy and paste the text label that you originally had from when you put the title, if you did. And now just rename it to changelog. So you go here, you can just click on this and call it changelog. So once that's done, press the plus, and now you want to look up scrolling frame. Press the scrolling frame, insert it in, and you can scale the scrolling frame to your liking. So I'm gonna make mine wide like that. And now set background transparency to 1. This will make sure that you can't see the scrolling frame, that you can only scroll with it. As you can see that little bar here, how it's going up and down as I'm scrolling. So now add a couple of text labels inside the scrolling frame. So you can just copy the title as well if you like. I don't know about you, but I'm super lazy. I'm just gonna copy the title. And so now scroll down and find text scaled. So I've already ticked it, but yours likely won't be ticked, so you'll have to tick it. And now you can just say whatever you want in this changelog. And I don't know, it'll just like scale downwards, see? So that'll like make it smaller every time you type something, which is a good and a bad thing. If it just gets too small, then you can type up what you want yourself. I'm just gonna put V1 creation. And now you can scroll up and down with it as well. So now that is our scrolling frame done. Now it's time for the finishing touches. Open the script and start a player script for the last time. So I called mine master. You guys probably called it something similar. So just open that up, and it's time to add the background blur. If you don't want the background blur, then you guys can just skip the step. It's totally up to you. But if you do want to do it, insert the following. It's now safe to test the game. However, we aren't finished yet. In the same script, enter the following. Now this is completely optional, but it will improve the experience of the game, and it's really quite short. There are only 4 more lines of code. That will get rid of the chat and the playlist. Since one server of the menu is for one person, and you get teleported to the main game with the script we entered in the play button. And then for the final bit, add the following in the same script again. And that script will stop the player's ability to move. Now go to plugins, and for all frames press add constraint and then press unit conversion and click scale. I've already done mine, so I don't need to worry about this step, but just press scale for everything here, so it has the UI aspect ratio constraint on one. And done, it will now work. Keep in mind that it won't teleport you to your main game while you're in ROBLOX Studio. But thank you guys so much for coming back to ZacBytes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you can, and good day.